MVP Monday. Where are we going at number 3?
Oh, the heavy head trainers were in full force this weekend, and a lot to celebrate with some key victories here, especially going back to Saturday. So a couple of Hall of Famers and maybe one potential Hall of Famer down the line. But a man who needs no introduction, Bill Mott. He's won a Derby before with Country House, but we know that was kind of wild circumstances. This could be the horse that delivers him a Derby past the wire.
Sovereignty had to do a lot of work to catch River Thames. Usually when a horse comes off the turn like that in a short stretch at Gulfstream on the dirt, they're not going to be reeled in. Sovereignty, Bill Mott had even hinted he didn't think this horse would be fully cranked up for this race. Well, if that's not fully cranked, look out next time out.
I don't think this has ever happened in the history of Gulfstream Park. The first 2 races leading up to the Florida Derby were won by the trailer? What? Burnham Square and Sovereignty won the Holy Bull and the Fountain Youth from dead last.
Number 2, we're going with Todd Pletcher, the Toddster himself, with a big day at Gulfstream Park, as he is wont to do. Mind Frame making a big return in the Gulfstream Park Mile, and a horse that broke many hearts by just barely losing to Dornoch in both the Belmont and the Haskell. Lots of questions surrounding how he'd return as a 4-year-old.
Boy, he's a big old bruiser. Physically, he is imposing, and he's definitely in a Breeders' Cup race, down the line, whether it be the Dirt Mile or the Classic. But provided soundness, this guy's going to be a real contender.
Holding off the sharp 7-furlong runner, Steel Sunshine. Oh, hey, Tom Brady,
wow.
I saw you taking pictures with Gabby Gaudette down there in the paddock. She was very excited about that. Tom Brady there with Team Rapoli, who had a big weekend as well. Well, we had Bill Mott. Here's Todd Pletcher with Capture the Flag. How about this run in the Mac Diarmida Stakes? Pletcher, it just everything. It's dirt, it's sprinting, it's turf, it's routing. It doesn't matter. His horse is showing up huge.
And he actually was in a photo with himself. The 2 Todd Pletchers hit the wire together, but Capture the Flag just ended up lasting. And, this was a turf race. Pletcher, let's see how he comes along the Derby trail this year. But remember, the first ever Derby that Todd Pletcher got to was 2000, and he had 4 horses in his first ever trip to Louisville. So, he'll pick up some steam here soon.
I think the biggest win, at least from a Grade 1 perspective, though, with Locked. I mean, to just overtake Express Train, who won the race a couple of years ago, and draw away, and he's going to get to the 16th pole. Jose Ortiz looks over and goes, "Oh, I've got this one. All right, we're good." He's going to start patting the horse right here. He said, "Oh, yeah, good boy. Like, we've got this one." And you talked about this being the largest margin of victory in the history of this very prestigious race. He could have doubled that if he actually kept pushing the buttons.
No doubt about it. And he already had 2 top career speed figures, and that was the best race of his life so far.
Yeah, just the stuff dreams are made of. The Santa Anita Handicap is the big cap, man. It's still got the prestige, and hopefully we've got a lot of life left out here in California, but we brought a real horse out here today to run in this race. He was high weight. He lost a lot of ground on both turns, but thankfully it didn't matter. And well done to Todd, his whole team. Jose did a great job with him. Keeping him in the clear, and just a real honor to win this race. Happy for our partners, Walmack Farm, and hopefully at Gainesway at some point.
Aaron Wellman, managing partner for Eclipse Thoroughbred Partners. We'll talk about a dream day. 4 wins for the Eclipse Thoroughbred Partnership at the Grade 3 with Vixen at Gulfstream Park. It was close, but it got a win. And we talked about journalism in the San Felipe Stakes. Very unreal day, and of course he closes it off with a game at Snapdragon Stadium, so good there. But not the number 1. Who'd that go to, Caleb?
Mike McCarthy won Earthing on Saturday. Michael McCarthy, to be exact. And it was journalism. It was Laguerre earlier in the day. He even won the final race just for good measure. Formidable man. I mean, he had a day to remember, arguably the best day of his training career so far.
This is a guy who's won the Preakness Stakes with Rombauer, won the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile in the Pegasus with City of Light. But with journalism, he could be headed to the Kentucky Derby. Right now, if the race was coming up next week, he'd likely have the favorite there. Liguria with Flavian Pratt last to first to win the Grade 2 Buena Vista. And here's journalism. We'll relive this one more time. A horse who's got to reel in a loose on the lead, Bob Baffert, heavily hyped $3.2 million horse. Everything stacked against him, but look at him just pin his ears back, and that stride is such a fluid movement. You can just see him breathing fire in those eyes, just saying, "I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm going." He loves to run and win.
And that was the same buyer that California Chrome won the San Felipe with 11 years ago. That was a thunderous run through the stretch and arguably the new favorite for the Kentucky Derby.
Michael McCarthy wasn't done there, though. He did pick up win in the Grade 1 Frank E. Kilroe Mile Stakes with formidable man horse. It already won the Hollywood Derby as a 3-year-old, was coming into his 4-year-old campaign with plenty of room to grow. And he's going to be headed off to, you think, bigger and better things. It sounds like they might keep him home locally for the Grade 3 American Turf and then target the Shoemaker Mile, trying to carve out a similar path that we saw Johannes use last year to great success.
That was a sweet ride up the pine. They left room for Umberto to come through, which he did. Grade 1 victory there, and they totally changed the tactics from when they went to the lead in the Pegasus and got tired. They came from off the pace to win the Grade 1 Kilroe.
3 fantastic trainers, each in their own right, having themselves one heck of a weekend. Those are our 3 MVPs for this Monday. Let us know on the social media how you thought the MVP race should go.